white people stating that their fighters have a white style. I've never heard that before in my life. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy 2K the God, and I got my man Bo from Truth and Facts About Boxing. Welcome to the Gods of Boxing Talk. For this one, it's gonna be a good one. This is actually a casual, and he gonna be mad, but I don't give a fuck, that came to my page earlier today. Golovkin fan. He's not a casual because he's a Golovkin fan. He's a casual because of what I'm getting ready to tell y'all he said in his comment. Came to my page and made a ridiculous comment and inspired me to do this video. I had to have my man Bo, seeing that he's of African American, so they say, I like to say black, and Cuban descent. So they like to generalize the styles of Cubans, blacks, Mexicans. But the funny thing is like, what the fuck is Mexican style? Okay? What the fuck is black style? What the fuck is Cuban style? You know what I'm saying? Let me start off by reading what this motherfucker said to me, fam. Now, you know, he pretty much was like, you know, the Triple G Danny Jacobs fight was a close fight. He initially thought that all three of the guys on my panel, the other two guys on the panel, I'm sorry, shouts my man Wilson, shouts my man Kashad. He said that, oh, I know why y'all picked Jacobs. It's three motherfuckers from New York. Clearly, nigga didn't hear what we said in the beginning of the video where I make introductions. Clearly has never, I guess, listened to my past videos where I've said that I'm from Texas. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, you know, that's the attention span of a casual. You know what I'm saying?
Or he clearly don't know that you call him Daniel Rutherford Eugene Jacobs for a reason. Like, you know.
And that, you know what I'm saying? That, and I don't think he listened to the beginning of the video where I clearly stated that I was going in on Danny earlier this fucking year, or last year. So, anywho, like I said, the attention span of a casual.
Knockout fourth round.
Yeah, and yeah, that too. I predicted he'd get knocked out. Whatever. Anywho, he mentions all that shit. You know, I tell the nigga, dog, I'm not from Brooklyn. You know, I gave him a thorough breakdown of why Danny Jacobs won this fight. And his response was, that's your opinion. Which is, you know, okay. He said, you go by the American black style of boxing. Or, well, he said of boxer, but I'll help him. Of boxing to score a fight. Boxing is scored by effective damage, dictating the fight, and pleasing the fans.
Whoa! Whoa!
Bro. So
you should have no victories.
Everybody, listen to what I just said. He says, boxing is scored by effective damage, dictating the fight, and pleasing the fans. And he also said that I judge my fights based on American black style of boxing. Okay. Now, my response to him was, what the fuck is American black style of boxing? So basically, by your logic, you're stating that James Kirkland and Floyd Mayweather Jr. have the same fucking styles because they're American black fighters. Do you see how stupid that shit sounds? Bo, what is this shit? You know, Triple G is, his popularity is based off of, quote, Mexican style. And I've got a boatload of motherfuckers that I'm getting ready to, you know, talk about after Bo gives his assessment of Mexicans who don't have a, quote, Mexican style, right? But what is this shit, man? A lot of people try to say the Cuban style of boxing, the black style of boxing, the Mexican style of boxing. What the fuck is this, man? What's your take on this?
All right, man. I'm going to give you where it has derived from throughout the cultural years. and what it means to today's fans. When you say Mexican style, from a culture aspect, it is guys who fight with their heart. It is guys who get in that ring. They represent the pride of their country, the pride of where they're from. They represent the struggle of the Mexican people, and they fight with that pride, okay? They can box, but if they have to stand in exchange with you, they can. They don't believe in taking a step back, okay? That's Mexican style, fighting with pride, not taking a step back, never backing down, and going out on your shield.
Absolutely.
Okay? The black style was very indicative of black fighters were very elusive, very slick. You know what I'm saying? They had that movement about them for a very long time, with the exception of guys like Willie Pep and El Intocable. They didn't see a lot of black guys who had the fast hands and they would move their head and roll them shoulders and have the fancy footwork. Okay? That was not very known until guys like Burley, which is the reason why the Black Murderers Row was avoided, because of that reason. They were avoided for that reason, because they would make you look bad because of their abilities and their athleticism.
Right.
So that was the quote-unquote black style. Is, wait a minute, that style is not something you can teach. Like, you can't teach athleticism. It has to be something that's born in you, and that was a style that you just couldn't teach. And it also comes from the fact that because they worked, I mean, we can go all day, but to make it simple, it came from because they worked in the cornfields and did manual labor work. They were more physically prepared for rougher, tougher fights and had that ability to do so.
Absolutely.
So then you look at the Cuban style. Now, the Cuban style of boxing was more as a point system type of fighting. If you can control, it was more about working specifically on your technique. The technique side of boxing. If you got to be able to throw a very good jab, you had to be able to throw very good combinations. You had to have the good footwork. You had to have the good movement, because everything is a point system style of this.
Right.
And it's kind of indicative when what's his name, Shakur Stevenson, when he fought the Cuban. And I remember telling somebody, when you fight a Cuban in the Olympics, it's kind of like the Miracle on Ice with the Russians when they were so dominant. They win just by showing up. You have to prove you beat them. And that's how the Cuban style of boxing is amateur. They win just by showing up. You got to fucking really prove you beat one of them motherfuckers in amateur. Because they're so dominant, because of their style and adjustability and skill and ring smarts, ring intelligence, okay? So that's where that comes from a cultural aspect and from the past. Now, when you say it now, Mexican style is rock'em sock'em fucking robot. Seriously, Mexican style is pretty much rock'em sock'em robot. The black style is pretty much, they're trying to say you're a coward because you move and you don't stand still and you run. That's what they're trying to say. And then the Cuban style, they're trying to say, oh, it's boring, because they don't understand that aspect of it. So when they say that, oh, American black style, that's code word for cowardly fighting, running. That's really what that is. That's code word for cowardly fighting and running. When they say Mexican style, that's code word for, oh, rock'em sock'em robot.
Hard on the sleeve.
Yeah, right, yeah, hard on is right. And then, of course, for the Cuban style, that's code word for all that shit's boring, nobody cares about.
Yeah.
And that's what it means to today's fans right now.
But why the generalization? And I want to say this because obviously you can't say that's black style, right? Because throughout the history of boxing, there's been fighters that are black that don't fight this quote black style or this perceived black style. It's not as if just today in modern boxing black fighters have become slick, or all black fighters are slick. You know, back in the day, you had your slick black fighters, and then you had your black fighters that were sluggers. Perfect example. Shit, I'll go to some of the most popular fighters in you know, black fighters in boxing. You've got Marvin Hagler, who can use the jab, but he's known as a brawler, right? He'll get inside your ass and beat your body up, beat your head up. That's Mexican style, based on what these dumb motherfuckers are trying to say when they generalize styles, right? So you could say Marvin Hagler had a Mexican style. One thing I want to add to what you said about Mexican style, one thing that Mexicans thrive off of is prolific body punching, right?
Mm-hmm.
They do a lot of
That's very key.
Right. They're very aggressive and they go to the body a lot. If you watched me box, I have a Mexican style. Because I'm an inside fighter that goes to the body. Now, my secret weapon is the straight right hand. I've knocked mitts off niggas' hands with my straight right hand, but I like to fight on the inside and go to the body. You see what I'm saying? So you would tell me, oh, you have a Mexican style. But the way that they use this, right, these casuals, the way that they use this in context, it's about pride. So when you say Mexican style, you're only talking about Mexican fighters. You see what I'm saying? You never hear anybody say, oh, Evander Holyfield had a Mexican style. No!
He actually did.
Exactly. But he did.
He actually fucking did. So did Mike Tyson. If I use what they're talking about, he had a Mexican style of fighting.
You don't hear them say Ika Biabuchi had a Mexican style. You see what I'm saying? They don't ever say that because it's really about pride. But at the same time, by their fucking logic, a whole bunch of people that had different ethnicity have these different styles that they're trying to use to generalize races. The slick black style, right? Two of some of the most respected defensive fighters in boxing history, Willie Pep, Niccolino Locche. Now, when we say Argentine boxers, you ask a dumb casual today, what do you think about Argentine boxers? They'll be like, oh man, Marcos Maidana, oh yeah, come forward, knock people out, you know, blah, 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 yada, yada, right? Lucas Matisse, right? But Niccolino Locche is one of the best defensive fighters ever, and he's from Argentina. What?
Wait a minute, hold on. I'll give you one. And this is a recent one. According to what your guy said, Kirov had an American black style.
fight. Dmitry Kirov. And he had rhythm. So the fact that he had some kind of rhythm, the fact that he was slick, he had pretty good movement. Oh, he's a black guy then, by his logic. You see how stupid that shit sounds though, fam? Like, I mean, there's no way just based on the history of the sport you can generalize certain fighting styles to only correlate to a race or a group of people. It's fucking asinine, fam. I took the liberty of getting some Mexican fighters, and I really looked at Mexican style. You know what I'm saying? Even though this casual said American black style, I really looked at Mexican style because this is how Triple G actually markets himself. You know, a lot of fighters in Mexican history of boxing did not fight Mexican style, but they're seen as one of the best Mexican fighters ever. Ricardo Lopez, he's dubbed as one of the greatest strawweights ever, right? Not Mexican style. You got Miguel Canto, excuse me. He was a flyweight, one of the best flyweights ever. Not Mexican style. You got one of my favorite Mexican fighters ever. Actually, I like him better than Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. I think that if he didn't die at the age of 23, you know what I'm saying, he would have been easily the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. Salvador Sanchez, this is a guy that can mix it up. He could be that Mexican warrior everybody talks about, or he can box you, okay? You got fucking Carlos Zarate. He's a great boxer. Now, his boxing ability was overshadowed by his knockout power. Some motherfuckers like, oh, he's a brawler, but no, he was actually a great boxer. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course,
he would set you up with the punches.
Yes, he did. And then you go into today, you got, Juan Manuel Marquez. He's a fucking counterpuncher, a slick Mexican counterpuncher. You got Eric Morales, had one of the best jabs in the business. You know what I'm saying? Very good boxer. Marco Antonio Barrera. Yeah. Yep, we on the same page. Another one with a great jab. You know what I'm saying? Great boxer. And then you got Miguel Vasquez. This is the guy that fought Canelo twice. Lightweight, 135 pounder. Very slick, very economical with his punches. He doesn't have that Mexican style, but these are all fucking Mexicans. You see what I'm saying? You can't generalize a style to a race.
One guy that actually started out as a slick boxer and defensive fighter was Robert the Ghost Guerrero.
Yes, that's another one.
That's how he got their name, the Ghost.
Yeah, that's how he got his. That's how he became champion. He was boxing. He wasn't doing that shit he did against Andre Berto. He wasn't doing that shit he did against Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? He was a boxer. That's how he became a champion. So, I mean, these motherfuckers today, bro, they fucking kill me, fam. They fucking kill me.
Mikey Garcia. He's not Mexican style.
Not Mexican style.
He's not Mexican style.
Exactly.
So, it's funny, but I think the thing that you have to realize is that over the years, and all that I explained about from a culture aspect of where it started, because when old school fighters were making matchups for their fighters, that's what they would say. It wasn't to be messed up. They would say, "Ooh, this could be a difficult fight because he has that, that black style of fighting."
Yeah.
That's what they used it for. So, "Ooh, it could be a difficult matchup because he has that black style of fighting."
Yeah.
But today's people are using it as a symbolism to say, "Oh, this is how everybody is," because they don't understand what they're looking at. Like today's fans don't understand what they're looking at. They don't understand that they're looking at complete boxer using every aspect of the ring.
Yeah.
Every aspect of his footwork. Okay. Yeah. If I know this guy's weakness, like you get people that say Keith Thurman versus Danny Garcia was boring and uneventful. Well, here's the thing: if you know what you watch him, we broke down that fight. We said Keith Thurman is gonna move, and if he moves, that's Danny Garcia's weakness. This guys that move.
Right.
So if that's the game plan, why should he abandon the game plan? Exactly. He's following what he do, which is moving, right?
Exactly.
But that's related. Oh, that's that boring style or that cowardly way of fighting. Yeah. Like you got people just like with Daniel Jacobs. Well, he was always on his back foot. That's that cowardly way of fighting. No, man. A boxing match is just that. It's a boxing match.
Yeah.
It's playing chess and not checkers. And today's fans, they don't understand the historical culture of where it comes from and what it stands for. They use it for something totally different that has nothing to do with it. Because like you just named a bunch of fights. I mean, if I listen to what people say, Lomachenko has a black style.
Yeah, Lomachenko. No, Lomachenko is a black man, evidently. You know what I'm saying? Right. He need to go ahead and take off his white mask because that's a black man under there, by their logic. You know what I'm saying? The first motherfucker in black American history, or black history period, to be named Vasil, and he a nigga. Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
I mean, as a matter of fact, like, when people say it's the American black style, and I'm not trying to talk about it, guy, but can you really tell me Deontay Wilder has an American black style of fighting?
I guess, no. He's American black style because he's black. It's automatic. It's automatic. That's what I'm saying. There's no premises, no basis for their fucking arguments, fam. There's no premises. So you can't, you just made a good point. Deontay Wilder does not have, from their logic, an American black style of fighting. Okay? And then another thing, a lot of these fighters, as you alluded to earlier, they switch up their game plan while they're fighting. For example, Triple G markets himself as Mexican style, but he sure as hell didn't fight that way against David Lemieux.
No, he did not.
That motherfucker looked like a black man, according to their logic, right? Motherfucker was on the outside, jabbing, moving and shit. That's a black man. Yeah. Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
As a matter of fact, we're actually forgetting somebody who fight this weekend, Jorge Leonard.
Yup. Shit, somebody who just fought last weekend, Carlos Cuadras. Easy work. This is too easy. Come on, casuals. Y'all need to do better than this. This too fucking easy.
Can't. Hey. You know, 2K, they can't because here's the problem. When you're talking to someone whose perspective is that range, like this is their range.
Yeah.
Okay, this is our range.
Yeah.
You probably can't see my hands right now. And that's the thing. Like when this is your, like when someone says what he says, American black style, he's saying that because deep down inside, and this is why I love being on your show. The motherfucker wants to call you a nigga.
Of course.
But he knows better to do that because he don't want to appear racist. But when you say American black style, that's how you appear.
Yeah. Yep.
Otherwise you would say, oh, you just like that slick, stupid, boring style. But when he says American black style, oh, he's saying it to not appear racist but get damn well close as fucking possible.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. One point I want to make before I close it up. And I was thinking about this earlier, fam. You know, a lot of these guys, and it's not just white people, it's a lot of Latinos that are really some of the racist people on YouTube, to be honest with you. The guy that actually made this post, his last name is a Latino last name. It's a Latin last name. But you don't hear white people stating that their fighters have a white style. I've never heard that before in my life.
They'll say they're either fighters or boxers.
Exactly. They don't generalize it to race. It's only like other races that do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Even some niggas out here be like, yeah, he got that nigga style. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never heard white people say Tommy Morrison has that white style, or Caleb Plant has that white style. Joe Smith Jr. Boy, he sure has that classic white style. You don't hear that. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Willie Pep, boy, he's got that white style down to a science, don't he?
Exactly.
You're right, man.
Point proven right there. So, like I said, man, there's no way you can generalize the certain styles to be classified with only certain races. If that's the case, Harry Greb, we'll go back into time. Harry Greb was a Mexican. Henry Armstrong was a Mexican. Jake LaMotta is a Mexican. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is a Cuban.
Oh, he's the ultimate Mexican.
Yeah,
Jake LaMotta must be the ultimate Mexican.
Yeah, no, we're going by their logic, fam. Floyd Mayweather's Cuban. What's his name? Luis Ortiz is black. Yeah. Even though he has black skin, he's not black, but he's black according to their logic. Caleb Plant is black. Juan Manuel Marquez is a black man. Vasily Lomachenko is probably
Lomachenko is the Russian Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, Vasily Lomachenko is the blackest motherfucker in boxing right now. Get the fuck out of here, man. You got anything you want to add to this bullshit, man?
You know what, man? All I want to say is, here's the thing that you casuals got to understand is, you motherfuckers, when you step into the deep end of the pool, it's sharks down here. So you can stick your pinky toe in that motherfucker if you want to. We're gonna bite your ass.
Get that bitch bit off. You fuck around with a missing pinky toe like old girl on Harlem Nights. They ain't seen Harlem Nights yet, fam. I'll blow that shit off.
So, with that being said, man, on a positive note, you got Christine Hammer. She's defending her title coming up soon.
Yeah.
I'm interested in that fight because that's the person that they're trying to get. I had a brain fart. What's it? Clarissa Shields to fight by the end of the year. And I didn't know that woman had 9 knockouts. They might want to pump their brakes a little bit.
I've been said that on the podcast, fam. Do not put Clarissa Shields in the ring with Christina Hammer just yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, Christina Hammer is a black woman. By the way.
Oh.
Based on their logic, she's black.
Oh no. Christina Hammer's a black woman, and Cecilia Brackes is Cuban.
Cecilia Brackes is Cuban, and Clarissa Shields is Mexican. I can see the melanin all in Christina Hammer. I see nothing but melanin in her skin. Man. I'm just saying.
Right. And then you got Jorge Linares and Croya too.
Yeah.
That's coming on weekend. So shout out to Showtime for doing the international rounds and just enjoy the fucking sport, man. The shit boxing has never been about. From my perspective of it, boxing has never been about race because it's a global sport. It's the oldest fucking sport there is.
Yeah.
And it's the global fucking sport. You can turn professional in your own fucking country, except Cuba. But you can become a professional fighter in your own goddamn country and get famous. You know, it's a global. That's why them belts are called world titles, because you can defend them any place. So damn, man. I mean, just respect the fucking sport. And if you don't know what you're watching, ask. We'll explain it to you, because shit like this, all it's gonna do is make you say something. Then we gonna have to do this shit again.
Yeah, we gotta roast you, and I don't have no problem roasting motherfuckers. I done roasted a couple of casuals that come to my channel and posted dumbass comments. Actually, my next episode of and I know I ain't done episode 2 yet. It's been a while, but the next episode of social media's dumbest boxing post has one of our YouTube viewers on that episode. Motherfucker came on there with some dumb shit. I gotta get you, fam. And it's not, you know, it was a casual. It ain't one of our regular viewers, but you know.
Let me say this: as someone who has been on the receiving end of that, it ain't just casuals you roast, bro. I've been on the receiving end of one of them motherfuckers. I know you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh shit! We gonna leave that shit alone.
Yeah, right. I was on something that day, man. I was just on one that day, man.
Yeah. We gonna leave that shit. We gonna leave that shit alone.
Yeah, but you know, it is what it is. But it's sad that this is what you have to go through, and it's sad that enabling fighters based off of a knowledge that you don't know anything about, and that's the sad part, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Casuals, you gotta come better than this. All right, I want to thank my man Bo from Truth and Facts About Boxing. Appreciate him coming on, man. YouTube, do what you do in the comment section. Be real. Let us know what you think about the generalization of styles and people correlating them to race for whatever fucking reason that is. Let us know what you think. This is Real Talk for Real Fans. 1.